When a small owl began aggressively attacking passing cars on a busy highway, everyone assumed the bird had simply gone crazy. But when a police officer noticed a strange glint on its paw, she realized it wasn't just a coincidence. Where this bird led them shocked the entire local police department. On that ordinary workday, Officer Sarah received a skeptical message about a small owl blocking traffic on a busy road. It seemed simple enough to shoo away the bird and restore traffic flow, but this story turned out to be the beginning of something much more amazing and touching. Arriving at the scene, Sarah witnessed an incredible sight. A tiny owl, barely visible against the backdrop of huge trucks, was indeed halting traffic in an entire lane. But what was most striking was the little bird's determination. It wasn't just standing still but actively defending its position, making loud cries and short flights, yet never leaving its chosen spot. There was a peculiar persistence in its behavior, as if it were trying to say something. When Sarah cautiously approached the bird, something astonishing happened. Instead of flying away, the little bird trustingly jumped onto her hand. Now, up close, the officer could see it was a fledgling with ruffled feathers and big yellow eyes. But the most intriguing discovery was on the bird's paw, a metallic cord with something resembling a small blue stone reflecting light. Attempts to move the owl from the road were futile. It stubbornly returned to the same spot each time. With the help of a driver named Ray, a detour was organized, giving Sarah time to examine the unusual situation more closely. It was then that she noticed the object on the owl's paw wasn't just an ornament but something more significant. A local wildlife expert, Dr. Stephen Mitchell, was called for assistance. His experience with birds of prey could help unravel the mystery of this unusual creature and the secret of the object it carried. When Stephen arrived and examined the owl, he was as amazed as Sarah. In all his years of work, he had never encountered such bird behavior. After a thorough examination, Dr. Mitchell determined that the mysterious object on the owlet's paw was a trail marker, a special pendant used by hikers to mark their routes. This discovery led to an unexpected twist in the investigation. It turned out the pendant belonged to a missing hiker named Robert, who had recently not returned from a trek. Now it all made sense. The owl wasn't just randomly on the road, it was trying to get people's attention. It seemed unbelievable, but there were no other explanations. Sarah and Dr. Mitchell decided to trust the bird's instincts and follow it into the forest, hoping it would lead them to Robert. Their unusual journey turned into a real adventure. The owl flew ahead, occasionally stopping and waiting for them, like a true guide. It led them through the dense forest, showing the way with its short flights from branch to branch. Every cry, every flap of its wings seemed like a sign indicating the right direction. Along the way, they found more and more evidence that they were following the missing hiker's trail: boot prints, broken branches, marks on trees. The forest seemed to be telling them a story, and their little feathered guide was the key to unraveling it. Sarah and Dr. Mitchell no longer doubted the owl's abilities. From a cute but strange creature, it had become, in their eyes, a noble being capable of a real feat. After several hours of travel, the group came to a clearing where they found signs of a recent campsite, a cooled campfire and scattered tin cans. In the tent, they found Robert's diary, from which they learned the amazing story of his friendship with the owl. He wrote about the extraordinary bond that had formed between them, how the bird kept him company and gave him hope in the most difficult moments. The terrain became increasingly dangerous: steep cliffs, hidden crevices, unstable ground, but they couldn't stop, knowing that someone was in need of help out there. The owl became increasingly restless, its cries grew more persistent. At one point, it abruptly flew off Sarah's shoulder and darted into the darkness of the forest. Following it, they discovered a hidden entrance to a small cave, which could easily have been missed if not for the persistence of their winged guide. And there, in the cave, they found Robert, exhausted but alive. It was a moment none of those present would ever forget. Robert recounted how he had met the owlet during his hike, how it had started following him everywhere, and then, when he was in trouble, had left him, but only to bring help. He had hoped someone would understand the sign, the pendant he had given the bird, and his faith was justified. The story of Robert's rescue quickly spread throughout the town, turning into a legend about the extraordinary friendship between a human and an owlet. The little bird became a local hero, a symbol that the connection between the human world and nature was not lost. One only had to be more attentive and trust one's heart. Robert has now fully recovered, and his family never tires of thanking all those involved in the rescue operation: Officer Sarah, Dr. Mitchell, and, of course, the little owl heroine. This story became a reminder that miracles happen, especially when we are ready to see the extraordinary in the ordinary and trust those we are used to considering weaker than ourselves. The townspeople now regard the owls seen in the surrounding forests with special awe. They know that behind those big eyes and small body can hide the soul of a true hero, and the story of the rescuer owlet is passed from mouth to mouth, reminding everyone of the day when a little bird performed a great feat, proving that size doesn't matter when it comes to saving a life.